Okay. I want to thank everybody for coming here. We're the Better Building program. What we wanted to do today is just kind of give you an overview of what the program is, and the function of it and how you fit into it. First, what we want to do is Cimbria and I are the only employees up here. We have Berlin, Plymouth, and Nashua. And Cimbria is the project manager, program manager. She's up here full-time. I'm the technical advisor, and I'm up here, 20 hours a week. And that pretty well, those hours fluctuate, throughout the week and such. So, if you want to introduce your qualifications and such.
Yeah, I'm the community manager here, and I have a background. I have an MBA in managing for sustainability. I have a background running my own business. I've been involved in green buildings since before 2001. So I've come here really to be the liaison for the residents of Berlin, the property owners, the energy analysts, and the energy improvement specialists. And so anyone can give me a call, try to find out more about the program. We're also disseminating information to people who are not residents or property owners in Berlin, because we don't want to exclude everyone. But the loan services that are available, loan products that are available from Berlin lending agencies are only available for Berlin property owners. But again, the office is open to anybody who has questions about what they can do. We have a lot of information on incentives, which Bob will be going over today. And so, we're happy to be here. We're really excited about being in Berlin, and we're here to help anybody who's got a question.
Okay. My role here is, as a couple of you guys know, I've been a builder for about 24 years, and I've been building green, energy-efficient homes down in the southern part of the state. I moved up to Franconia about 6 years ago, and in the last 3 years, really specialized in energy efficiency improvements, for existing buildings. And, got my certification as a BPI certified analyst, as well as a HERS rater, which we'll get into programs on where those certifications, come into play and such. But we've been working up here now the last couple of months, and I'd say I'm only up here 20 hours a week, but the way the project's going to work, I'll be overseeing the work. I've been up in Berlin now for at least a year, working on the neighborhood stabilization programs as their consultant, and Roland and Dan, know me on those jobs. So it's basically my job is to get those buildings as energy efficient as they possibly can be, training and then overseeing it. So basically, the Better Building program here, the state got $10 million, and $3.3 million was divvied up between Berlin, Plymouth, and Nashua. And that $3.3 million, the purpose of that is to get the program off the ground, also to get to buy down the interest rates. So the homeowners in those 3 cities, doesn't matter what your income is, if their house is energy inefficient, they're eligible for a 1% loan, as long as they can afford to pay it back. 1% loan to do the energy improvements to their home, and such. The process going through it is, they have to come in here, meet with Cimbria. She does what's called an analysis of their homes. We're working with PSNH, and we'll get into a little bit of what their program is, because they got some benefits also, some money that's available that, remodelers will be very interested in. But the Better Building program here will lend, with local banks. Right now we have a couple of banks, Laconia Savings and the Guardian Angel, credit union. We're working, those are residential. We're working on commercial banks right now too, to do commercial projects.
Okay, so what I'd like to talk to you about now is the flow of the program. And so we're going to start out here with clients visiting the Berlin Better Buildings office. They come in and they talk to me. And when they come in and talk to me, they're going to go through a number of different forms that we need to have people complete The first one is the participation and authorization form. And that's a legal document saying that you all know what you're gonna, be going through with us, what the program description is, and what the legalese is. And then you'd be going through the enrollment form, which has information including what your fuel type is, your fuel usage. We're going to make note of that. We're going to make note of how old your home is, what the conditioned square footage of the building is, if there's any water issues in the building, if there's friable lead paint or asbestos anywhere in the building, things like that, because those are some of the first things that the energy analysts need to know about before they come in and do your audit. So that's one of the intake forms. And we're also going to describe to you the benefits of getting a home energy analyst in to measure your efficiency in your home. And then we're going to have you sign program utility release forms, which means that whoever you're using for your oil or your propane and PS&H, you're going to fill out this form. That gives us the right to contact them about your account, just to find out about usage and things like that. Because not only do we need to know 1 year's worth of information before, 1 year's worth of information before we go through your home, we need to get 1 year's worth of information after the project is finished. So that's what these documents are for. And then we'll move on to, once we've finished all that up, at that time we're also going to go through with you the PS&H Home Performance with Energy Star enrollment to see if there's any free money for you out there. We're not required to do that. We do that because we think that's the ethical thing to do. If there's free money out there, we should be helping you find it. So, so we're going to do that, and so then you're going to have to collect some paperwork, both for the PS&H enrollment form, the home performance enrollment form, and for ours. And that's the usage data for all your fuel usage. So if there's oil and propane or oil and wood stove or whatever, then you'll collect the amount of usage for 2 years, subtotaled by year. And then once you've gone through, if you do go into the Home Performance with Energy Star, we're going to guide you through that. We'll hold your hand. You can bring the audit in once they've gone through the energy analysis of your home. You can bring that in the report, and we'll go over it. Bob will go over it with you. If you do decide not to go through the Home Performance with Energy Star program, you're going directly into the Better Buildings program. Then the next thing you're going to do is choose an analyst. And we have 3 qualified energy analysts, and we're looking for more. So if you know anyone who you believe would qualify to become one of the Berlin Better Buildings analysts, then please have them get in touch with me. And so you can either send an RFP to these people, or you can just, if you meet them and you like them and you want to hire them, if you know them, then you can select them. We will be happy to advise you, but we will not make the decision for you. We won't choose the analyst for you. That's completely your choice. So once you've had the analyst in, the analyst has gone through and they've completed the report for you, then you would bring the report in and you go over that report with our technical advisor, Bob Torrisi. And so Bob would then review the prioritization of work. So Berlin Better Buildings is always going to want to do the low-hanging fruit, the insulation, the foaming of windows, the air sealing. That's the most important part, we think. You make your home more efficient, you tighten it up, maybe install a vapor barrier or a ventilation system, and then we can move on to the other less important, or they're important, but they're not going to give you as much bang for your buck. So once Bob has reviewed that report with you, then you're going to, the report will have information about the percentage of efficiency increase, approximate price or cost of that work, so that when you're talking to contractors, then you can send out an RFP, which we will help you create, or if you already know a contractor, then you can select that contractor if they're a qualified contractor. We're still qualifying the contractors, the list should be available soon. And if you know anyone who wants to be a qualified contractor, then you can have them call me. So once the report's in, you've established what work that you want to do, you would then go to your lending facility of choice. And we're currently working with a number of credit unions to get them on board. Laconia Savings Bank is already on board for the residential program. And so you would then decide what work you want to do, go to the bank, we'll go with you to the meeting if you want, or you can do it by yourself. We'll let them know what it is that you want to take on in the way of cost for this work. And then they will decide what your lendability is. And then if you are a lendable person, then you'll get a 1% loan for the work that you've agreed to do. At that point, you would then go to your contractor, give the contractor a list of work, and the relationship for responsibility is between you and your contractor. Better Buildings is happy to maintain or assist in maintaining quality control for the project, but we're not going to be responsible for quality control, and we're not going to be responsible for communicating with the contractor. So if you have an energy improvement specialist that's coming in and making changes, then we're happy to let you know what we're seeing in the way of work. We'll be happy to let you know what we're seeing in the way of work, but it's up to you to go back if there's insulation missing or something like that. So once the work's done, then you're going to go and do an exit audit. The same auditor is going to come back, the same analyst is going to come back and do an exit audit and make sure that the planned energy efficiency has been achieved. And then at that time, then you'll be through the project. And the loans are generally a 5 to 7 year loan. So once you've completed, the work's been completed in your home or your business, then you'll have the exit audit. They'll come back, they'll make sure that the work was done, that you've achieved the energy efficiencies that you planned on, and then the project will be over and you'll begin starting to pay off your loan. So we would appreciate it if we can stick with you through the entire project. It would be great if we would be allowed to come in and take pictures and document the work that's being done in your home, and perhaps use you as a sample home afterwards, and we'll talk to you about that when you sign up. And that's all I have to say about the workflow.